UFC Fight Night returned Saturday night at UFC Vegas 24 from inside UFC APEX in Las Vegas, Nevada, with a bout between Robert Whittaker and Kelvin Gastelum, and MMA on the go have the results. Tony Gravely's strong stand-up striking mixed with hard ground and pound proved too much for Anthony Birchak to handle, as he stopped him in the second round of a bantamweight fight. Gravely put an end to the fight with a left hook that dropped Birchak in the second round, causing the referee to step in shortly after. Gravely had a strong first round as well, hurting Birchak early with a right hand before going to the ground. Birchak was warned by a referee after being hit with a series of punches to the head while on the ground. Hubbard had a smothering performance over UFC newcomer Dakota, using strong striking along with control on the ground to earn a unanimous decision win. Bush was making his UFC debut on short notice. He was replacing undefeated lightweight Nathan Levy, who had to withdraw from his bout against Hubbard due to injury last week.
Austin Thud Hubbard!
Gerald Meerschaert scored a sudden submission victory on the prelims, putting Bartosz Fabinski unconscious with a guillotine choke in the first round. Meerschaert applied the choke as Fabinski shot for a takedown, keeping with it until Fabinski went to sleep. Meerschaert snapped a two-fight losing streak with his quick appearance on Saturday. He was stopped within a round in his two previous showings, getting finished by Ian Heinisch and Khamzat Chimaev last year. Jessica Penne snapped a losing streak and won in her return to the cage on Saturday, defeating short-notice opponent Lupita Godinez in a split decision. Penne was making her return to action after nearly 4 years outside of the octagon. Injuries and issues with the U.S. anti-doping agency kept Penne out of action for years. Godinez was making her UFC debut in the fight. She replaced Hannah Goldie, who withdrew from the fight earlier in the month.
Jessica Penne!
A close heavyweight bout came to an unfortunate end in the third round as an unintentional groin strike from Juan Espino to Alexander Romanov stopped their match. Romanov was given a win when they went to a technical decision afterwards, which accounted for the first 2 rounds and what happened in the third round prior to the knee. Romanov was on the ground for nearly 5 minutes before the referee decided to call the fight. Both Romanov and Espino had their moments earlier in the fight, scoring takedowns and looking to do work on the ground. Before we finish the video, if you enjoyed this content, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to get the latest videos from MMA on the go. Luis Pena's high output of strikes through 3 rounds against Alex Munoz earned him a split decision win on Saturday. Pena was active with punches throughout and was also able to connect with perfectly timed knees to the body. Pena was confident with his performance once going to the scorecards. "I don't feel that he actually did any real damage to me," said Pena in his post-fight interview. Pena lost his previous fight, getting submitted last year by Worthy. Tracy Cortez won in her move to flyweight on Saturday, taking a split decision over Justine Kish after a close fight. The bout saw Cortez have the better start, with Kish getting control in the second half. Cortez's best moments were when she was able to take the fight to the ground, where she was able to score with flurries of punches while in dominant positions. She put down numerous minutes of control time in the first round. Kish succeeded the later they went into the fight, outlanding Cortez when they were in stand-up exchanges. Jacob Malkoun dictated his fight against Abdul Razak Al Hassan with wrestling for 3 rounds, eventually leading him to a unanimous decision win. Malkoun kept Al Hassan on the ground throughout, scoring takedowns that came quite easily. Malkoun's win bounced him back from his first pro loss, which came against Phil Hawes in October. The fight, which was Malkoun's UFC debut, finished in only 18 seconds due to punches.
Jacob Mamba Malkoun!
UFC veteran Andrei Arlovski was successful in his short-notice appearance against Chase Sherman, picking up a win via unanimous decision. Arlovski's win came after having the sharper striking in a 3-round fight. Sherman stayed active with his own strikes as well, although it was Arlovski who got the nod. Arlovski took the fight just last week, replacing Parker Porter.
Andre the Pitbull Arlovski!
Robert Whittaker showcased his stellar striking skills against Kelvin Gastelum in the main event, dominating him on the feet for a decision win after 5 rounds. The 25-minute fight saw Whittaker connect with the better combinations and have the better looks on the feet. Gastelum was persistent throughout, keeping an output that trailed behind what Whittaker was able to do. Whittaker was also able to secure a trio of takedowns during the fight, with some coming early and one happening in the closing few minutes.
For the winner by unanimous decision, Robert the Reaper Whittaker!